now that we are logged in, we can start issuing commands against the cluster. This resource section is going to have you interrogate your cluster to see what it looks like. In Mac Stadium, an Orka cluster is actually built out of Apple hardware, and each physical host serving as compute is actually considered a node, and it's also node in the context of a Kubernetes cluster, referring to resources as a node. So when you deploy a VM, you're going to give it to that resource. So for the purposes of this demo, we're going to do an Orka node list to get a view of what our node looks like. As you can see, we're on a host called Mac Pro 16, and it has 24 CPU and 60 gig of RAM, and it's in a ready state, meaning it's up, it's running, it's good with the cluster and ready for Orka to use. So the next thing you're going to want to do with your cluster is to create a VM image. VM images are actually full weight containers, meaning we don't, while Orka does use Docker to build Mac OS, it is not a modified version of Mac OS. It is a full weight version of Mac OS that you can use to reference to create containerized Mac OS. So if you do this Orka image list command, you're going to see a couple of images that were provided in the demo to give you a way to start easily and quickly without having to upload your own. There's a Mojave Clean image. That's just basically the plain vanilla version of Mojave from Apple. It has nothing in it, and it is just a base image. And then we have a Mojave Xcode image here as well. That image contains an already loaded version of Xcode specific for this demo instance, because we're going to be walking you through a full CI/CD process with Jenkins to show you how you would do a sample iOS build, and we need a version of Xcode for that. So we've provided that here so you can see how that process works. In your normal environment, you would be required to bring your own Xcode, your own development licenses, and your own software.